Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. This is episode 14. My name is Stan, and I am the Shadow Seeker. And right off the bat, I just really need to take a moment and just really breathe and release a lot of energy at this particular time. I don't know about you, but this has been, in my opinion, a really trying type of week. There has been a lot of what I consider somewhat chaotic energies floating about throughout this particular week. And I can really sense that the collective that I normally channel into when I do these collective readings here on YouTube, I'm really sensing that they're feeling a similar type of chaotic energy within their life. There's been a lot of pressing issues going on, a lot of trying issues, and we might pick up on that in this particular reading video. But I know for me specifically, I have been really kind of going through it. I mean, I might be sounding a little dramatic here, but there is just so much energy that just went through this particular week for me. One thing that I know we're dealing with is this extreme weather. So I do want to send a lot of peace and love and just a lot of positive energy for the people that are going through the wildfire crisis on the west side of America. But here on the East Coast, where I currently reside, we are experiencing that winter storm. I want to say it's called Winter Storm Cora, but I'm not 100% sure. But we are currently dealing with that. So if you are like me and really kind of loathe the snow, then, this is definitely a time where you're probably just like not really feeling it. But that might only be just for a select group like me. But honestly, this is probably really a time to really kind of calm down and focus and reground and really try to recenter yourself, because I really feel like a lot of people in the collective are sort of like having this sort of like out of body experience, but it's not really like a true like out of body experience like astral projection. It's more like they are just feeling a lot of chaos, a lot of turbulence, a lot of just like roller coaster moments. And really, they are really trying to reground themselves or, get a lot of rest or just try to feel more centered. So, the best way to do that is definitely whatever mindfulness practices that you have going on. And that could look really different in many different ways for many different people. It could be something as simple as journaling or going outside into nature or reading a book or doing something that really kind of transmutes that energy that just kind of gets balled up inside. Um, you could also do like Reiki. You could do some sort of like guided meditation. I know one particular person on YouTube, someone that I love immensely, someone that I follow, who I consider my spiritual guru, Infinity. If you are familiar with her, I definitely recommend checking out her channel. She has an amazing, profound gift, and she really is able to tap into a lot of different collective energies and possesses a lot of esoteric knowledge. So she is honestly like the real deal. So again, if you do feel guided to check her out, she does have several playlists on YouTube on her channel, Magnetize Yourself. And she also has a guided meditation app called Sound and Soulful. And you can listen to all sorts of what she calls subliminals that she has came up with. And I haven't personally tried it yet because I haven't felt guided to do so. I find a lot of healing through her readings. So I haven't felt guided to download the app, but you never know, that might change. So, um, but she's a great, great person, I can sense. So she definitely is the real deal. So definitely check her out. And honestly, one other thing that really is coming to mind before I jump into the reading here, I experienced a lot of, I guess the best way to describe it would be sort of like bigotry or some sort of like judgmental perspective on my particular spiritual beliefs, spiritual practices. And the only thing I can really say is, of course, what was shown to me was very hurtful. But at the same time, I do respect everyone's spiritual beliefs, religious beliefs, their practices. But I just feel like if I do this, or if you have a certain belief system, certain ideologies, certain ways of life that you follow, I just think it's really essential to just really be respectful of other people's beliefs and their practices. Personally, I'm more spiritual than religious. This particular individual is devoted to Christianity. And I know there's like several different sort of like branches of Christianity, but she has a very unwavering faith in what she believes in. And I've always respected that. But with something that she did, I do feel like highly disrespected. So I just want to put that out there that, you know, we all go through things. We all experience many different waves or threads of energy and different complexities to our life. So I think the nicest thing that we can do is just at least respect each other's religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs. And if you have a problem, then, maybe you just shouldn't, I guess, be connected to that particular individual. Maybe you should try to find more or other people to align with that, have a particular point of view as you or resonate with a specific ideology, whatever that may look like for you. So, anyway, I know I spent a few minutes here kind of babbling, but I do want to do a specific reading here. I want to do a full moon reading for my beautiful collective and just kind of see what it is that we need to work on and release during this particular time, what no longer serves us, and how we can get more aligned with our highest self. So I'm going to start by shuffling my What's the Vibe Oracle deck and just sort of ascertain here what the current energy is. And then we will shift into the tarot. Okay, so to open the reading, we have here from my Oracle deck the Established card. It says settled, secure, wealthy. However, this card came out in reversed. So this is telling me right here, and it's also an energy that I'm sensing within the collective, that someone here is really feeling off balance. They're feeling really ungrounded, unsteady. They're feeling as if there's a lot of chaos going on. They're feeling that there's a lot of turbulence, is what it feels like. It feels really rocky. It feels as if they've lost footing, rather, when it comes to being grounded. They really feel all over the place. And this can be in various parts of their life, aspects of their life. This could be about how they see their financial situation going so far this year. Maybe things are taking a rocky toll with that. This could be talking about relationships where things are not really going very well. Maybe things are a little, I don't think unestablished is a word. It's more like things aren't really grounded yet. There's no real footing, is what it feels like. This could be in a platonic sense as well, but this could also be general, where this is just a general feeling within the collective. And it really feels kind of heavy too. It feels as if there's a lot of insecurity. So there could be a lot of lower vibrational thinking, there could be a lot of paranoia. It's really interesting that I said that because looking at the bottom of the deck, it does say paranoid. It says cautious, insecure, guarded. So that's definitely a strong thread of energy that I'm feeling right here for the collective. So I guess it would be apparent that this particular week was rather rocky for the rest of my collective as well, the collective that I'm channeling in. The next card we have here is running. It says escape, denial, excuses. So it's clear to me that we have been trying to sort of escape our issues instead of really dealing with them head on, really trying to face what really is coming at us at this particular time. It's really kind of interesting that these two cards came out because I know earlier this week, this is my exact energy. I really did feel like I was sort of trying to escape a certain set of circumstances. And I won't really get too personal within that particular thread of energy, but it really feels as if this thread of energy has been extended into my collective that I'm channeling into. So it's possible that several people within the collective are not facing certain challenges head on. They're making up excuses. They're trying to escape reality in a sense, escape certain problems, not deal with certain problems, trying to sweep things under the rug, trying to make things light when things really feel heavy. Take that as that resonates, but that is the thread of energy that is coming through very strongly. And the next card is intimacy. It says mutual respect, unity, and closeness. So that there could be some sort of running away from some sort of relationship dynamic. And this could be platonic, romantic. This could be dealing with family dynamics. This could be dealing with coworkers, people at your job, your career. I know for me specifically, I have been trying to sort of not deal with or run away from particular relationship dynamics from something that triggered me earlier this particular week. But again, I won't go too deep into that, but this could be what certain people in the collective are dealing with. They could be dealing with someone that is in denial about something within a relationship dynamic. I can't really get more specific than that, but it really feels as if maybe there is some sort of turbulence or something that is a little underlining, like an underlining issue. I don't know why that came up, but it could be something that is really actually really important that should be addressed, but someone is choosing not to. Someone's choosing to run away from something and not really face it head on, is what that really feels like. I think I'm going to draw a few more oracle cards though, just to get a little bit more information. Our next card is the antisocial card. We have in your feelings, silent treatment, left out. And we also have here the time card, which says delay, procrastination, too busy. And we also have the stagnant card, which says stuck, dead end, frozen. So I'm picking up more threads of energy here about this sort of escapism type of dynamic going on here. Someone within the collective, or a few people in the collective, may have been pulling back their energy, trying to distance themselves from certain people or certain energetic dynamics. Again, it really feels like this running away type of energy, trying not to deal with something head on. And I'm sensing heavily something centered around career. So for some people in the collective, there could be some sort of work related stress or dynamic that people are trying not to really deal with head on because it's causing a lot of frustration. It's causing a lot of stagnation. It's causing a lot of forward momentum that's not really happening at the moment. So someone's really feeling really stuck in the mud or really feeling like things are not in alignment at the present moment. But you know what this really feels like? It really feels like someone is wanting a sense or some sort of level of control when it comes to these particular dynamics here. And that's the thing about this particular week, at least for me. It really feels like this particular week was sort of a reminder that we really are not in control of our outward circumstances. In a sense, we really can only control what, or rather, how we respond to external things. So, I guess, like, for example, with this whole like weather, this extreme weather, situation. Well, as much as we would probably love to be, Storm from the X-Men, be able to channel the weather and be able to control, the forecast and whatnot. Unfortunately, we don't have that ability. And so, honestly, the only thing you really can do is just control your feelings or your reactions to the bad weather. I mean, that may not be really a good example, but, that essentially is setting up the type of dynamic here that you really are not in control of external things. You only have control from basically within. I'm really feeling guided to say some sort of like old saying here, but I don't really know if this really will resonate or if this really is talking about what we're discussing here. But I believe the saying is as within, so without. I gotta admit, I can't remember exactly what the saying means, but I just have to look it up real quick. So it looks like it means, or it's a universal truth or law, which shows us that the outside world is a reflection of our inner world. So I'm sure you're probably thinking, okay, how does this connect with what we just discussed here in this particular reading? A lot of this energy here could be people's perceptions within the collective. It could be whatever you're choosing to invest your energy into. It's creating this perception of how this particular week has really looked like. When this week probably really, in the reality, hasn't really been that bad, but it's just with the particular circumstances, the particular way that you're investing your time and your energy into whatever your endeavors are for this particular week. That seems to be where you're putting a lot of your energy into, and the universe is just sort of reflecting that back and presenting you with a certain level of perceptions or circumstances that you're manifesting essentially in the 3D. So I know that sounds maybe a little confusing, but that is definitely how it feels. It really feels as if people within the collective are really focusing their energy in particular areas where things are showing up in the 3D and it's becoming detrimental in a sense. It's creating a lot of friction. It's creating a lot of a lower vibrational frequency, is what it feels like. Not really sure if I can get it more specific than that, but there is this looming thread of lower vibrational frequency. The reason why I'm saying this is because the particular collective that I'm channeling into, we're all really high vibrational beings. We've all really done the inner work, the inner core work within ourselves. And of course, we're continuing to expand here. And so the more work that we do, the more growth and expansion that comes into our lives. And I know, particularly speaking for me, I feel like I've done a lot of growth and expansion because I feel as if whenever you receive a moment that triggers you or triggers some sort of core wound within you, it means that you're probably most likely are getting ready to expand into a different timeline where you're healing that particular wound. So you're letting go or purging certain aspects or certain shadow aspects, rather, and it's allowing for growth to fill that particular energy that was been transmuted. So I hope that makes sense. And I felt really guided to talk about that, but I feel like if anyone can really explain that better, it would probably be Infinity because she has mentioned several times in several of her readings that particular saying, and she has a very quantum way of discussing it that would make a lot more sense. So, again, I definitely recommend checking out her channel. I know it probably sounds weird that I keep saying that, but I really do, again, find a lot of peace and comfort in a lot of her readings. A lot of healing comes from her readings. A lot of the readings really sound very personal for me, even though they are collective energy readings. And so I usually always feel really rejuvenated after each reading. So she just has that energy about her. And I do know most people within the collective that I know personally do actually follow her. So thank you for supporting her because, I feel like we're all on the same sort of mission in a sense. We're all, in a sense, sort of like light workers. We all really just facilitate help and healing to those that really truly need it with our gifts. So anyway, we're going to be shifting into the tarot and really focusing on what it is we need to purge around this time for the upcoming full moon, the first full moon of the year for 2025. Okay, so the card that we have here is the Five of Cups. This is really some sad energy right here. One thing I know about fives in tarot, they all represent conflict. And with this particular card, I'm sensing a lot of emotional conflict, but I'm also sensing that there's this thread of energy about some sort of either relationship dynamic from the past that was really profound or some sort of thread of energy from something in the past that the collective is refusing to let go of or unable to move forward from. There's a lot of past regret when it comes to whatever this particular thread of energy is here. And with this particular spread, this card is what is being manifested right now. So, right now, there's this heavy layer of energy of people within the collective wallowing in self pity after some sort of disappointment, some sort of regret from the past. And it's really causing a lot of emotional wounds to resurface at this time. There's a lot of energy of feeling really stuck in the past, being unable to let go, being a victim of what I'm feeling life circumstances. That's kind of interesting that that came out like that. But what I'm sensing here is that this is part of what needs to be, whatever this energy is that's holding us back, it's part of what needs to be released around the full moon. This is something that is some sort of core wound and it needs to be purged around the full moon. Doing whatever kind of mindfulness exercises, whatever sort of spiritual practices you have for clearing energy would be really essential at this time, especially around the full moon. The full moon energy is all about purging what no longer serves us and being able to transmute that energy into something better or releasing that energy to allow something better to come in. And so this is definitely a vital time for that. Someone within the collective is feeling really unhappy about a particular situation that has not went the way they had hoped. So again, this is all about that level of control that we were discussing. So the more you try to control certain things, you try to control certain outcomes without surrendering, all you're really doing is manifesting resistance. And so the idea to attract what you desire at a core level requires this level of surrender to allow things to unfold naturally. So that way things can come into alignment for whatever it is you're trying to bring into your energetic field. And so I'm really sensing right now, letting go of the need for control is also part of what needs to be released around the full moon. Okay, we have another five card here, and it's the Five of Pentacles. And this card represents the collective as a whole right now. Now, this may not resonate fully with everyone in the collective, but I sense that on a subconscious level, this actually does connect with everybody at a core level. And it really feels that whether or not you're consciously aware about the meaning of this card or what this card represents in terms of energy, the card actually does speak the truth about how we all feel currently in the present moment, whether or not we're aware of it. And right now, we're all feeling really down in the dumps, really desolate, really in this need of wanting help, but not really accepting it because the help is there, but we're just not fully open to it. So we're really closed off, we're really guarded. There's the sense of not having the right resources or the right materials to achieve something in the physical right now. At least this is what is being perceived at the present moment. Everyone is really in this lack mindset. So they're really seeing things in the physical for what is lacking in their life right now. And this could be several different things. This could be obviously money because this is a Pentacles card, but this could be love. This could be certain dynamics that you wish or desire for your career, for friendships, for the things that you really are trying to manifest at the moment. There's this lack of security. There's this sense of loss. There's this sense of feeling humbled, but rather it's as if, okay, that's not what I meant to say by feeling humbled. It's a sense of not feeling humbled. It's a sense of feeling below that. Whatever that would be considered, that's the feeling that I'm feeling at this particular moment. It's a very strong lack mindset again. And it's a very strong sense of insecurity, feeling as if you don't have enough, feeling as if you are not enough, feeling as if you're not worthy of enough. And the more that you're stuck in this particular mindset, you will see physical representations of this in the 3D. The universe will reflect that energy back to you. So it's really essential to shift away from this particular mindset, as naturally we would all be more like the Queen of Wands, exuberant, vibrant, full of energy, full of passion, full of drive. But for whatever reason, whether that's whatever transpired for us, particularly this week, or old energies that I'm sensing that were carried from 2024 to 2025, this is something that we truly need to let go of at the present moment. I'm also sensing this thread of energy as if most of our glasses are half full or half empty. I know it sounds a little weird to say, but there's also this sense of like a fear of rejection for something. So that stems again from some sort of confidence or insecurity about something, about not having the right skills for something in the 3D. So that could be very particular for somebody. There's a strong sense of losing faith There's a strong sense of feeling unsecure within the 3D concerning resources, concerning longevity. And that sounds very specific for a particular group of people as well. I almost felt like I was getting chills channeling those particular messages because it really feels as if someone can't come to terms with the realization of something and it's really put them or shifted them to this lower frequency. But I do feel at some point we can shift out of this, but again, it just requires a level of surrender. We have the world card here in reversed, and it's paired, came out here with the Knight of Pentacles in the upright position. I'm feeling as if Spirit is saying, as these cards right here represent what we need to be aware of at the present moment around this full moon energy that's coming up for us. It's feeling as if we are receiving a message here or a download that we need to take things slow. We need to ride the rapids, so to speak. We need to not rush into anything at the present moment. We need to stretch our goals for ourselves, is what it feels like, even if it means going through certain levels of hardships or challenges along the way. Because really, if we allow ourselves to be immersed in the complete encompassing change that is going to be happening for us moving forward, this will allow a lot of this energy to be released and new energy to take its place and for new manifestations for us to come in right now. I'm also sensing something about someone here losing a lack of focus when it comes to some sort of long term goal. So that could be very specific for someone as well, because they're seeing a lot of frustrating delays when it comes to completing certain tasks or projects or something that I'm really sensing is rather demanding on this particular thread of energy for these particular individuals within the collective. That sounds really kind of almost specific in a way for those particular people. So please take that as it resonates. But I'm also seeking, I don't know why I said seeking. I'm also feeling that someone is seeking closure. It's kind of funny how that came out. Someone could be seeking closure on something or seeking something else, rather, because it felt like I was about to say something else. But there is this sense that someone is seeking closure on some sort of personal issue. And right now, Spirit is saying to be patient, come at this in a more constructive perspective. Slow down and be more meticulous with your approach and shift your mindset to a more implementation type of mindset. Be more like a natural planner instead of rushing into something. At this time, it would be essential to adapt a more consistent, disciplined type of attitude or approach to whatever it is you're trying to bring into your physical reality at this particular time. There's this sense of staying grounded and steadfast in something. And this is coming from a place where things have been really chaotic lately. And I think everyone would know what I'm talking about on an individual level, whatever that particular chaos is. Okay, we have some very interesting energy here with our next cards. These cards represent what needs to be released at the present time. And interestingly, we have the Two of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune paired together in the upright position. This is really interesting because the Wheel of Fortune is a very powerful card that talks about the cycles of life. It talks about fate, destiny, change. And the Two of Swords talks about stalemate and having to make a decision on something, but being at an impasse. So, together, these cards can talk about the need to make some sort of decision after a significant turn of events. takes place in one's life. So that sounds really interesting right there. So there could be some major decision that needs to be made within someone's life, within the collective, and they are really having a hard time, or they're at this crossroads or impasse, and they're not really quite sure on how to make this particular decision. I suppose really what this feels like is someone could be feeling like they're making the wrong decision, and it could lead them down a sort of like a downward spiral in a sense. But I'm really sensing here that you have to listen to your intuition. You have to recognize certain spiritual signs or synchronicities that can help guide you in the right direction. And, as I'm saying that, like my right ear is ringing. So that could be a spiritual sign, some sort of spiritual message for someone. Maybe people's ears ring in the collective. I'm not really quite sure if that's how you receive certain esoteric knowledge or downloads from your spirit guides, your soul tribe, angels, ancestors, but that could be really specific for someone. But this doesn't feel like love related. Although, if this is talking about love, this could be a very difficult decision when it comes to some sort of relationship taking a very strong turning point, and some sort of important decision needs to be made at the present moment. But I'm really sensing that this could be more about career. This could be more about business. This could be more about work. And so there could be some sort of massive shift on the horizon that could be leading to a lot of uncertainty and a lot of indecision. And at the same time, there's this need to make some sort of important decision. So this decision could really kind of expand you in a sense, whether it could foster a lot of profound growth within this particular career dynamic, or this could be about you needing to make the decision to be more aligned with something that is actually more aligned with you instead of being at something that is mundane or something that is not really giving you long term stability or fostering some sort of long term growth for you spiritually. This could be talking about health, and it also could be talking about spirituality or other aspects of your life, maybe in a general sense. I feel like only you would know. I feel like you hold the compass to particular outcomes within your life. And so I feel like only you would know what truly needs to be released at this particular time. And I feel like you're being guided to really trust more in your heart and in your intuition instead of what other people may say, what other external influences there are currently clouding your judgment or making this decision really difficult for you at this present moment. Okay, so our next card is the Hanged Man reversed. I gotta say, I really love a lot of these major arcana cards that are coming out in this particular reading. We've only had three so far: the Wheel of Fortune, the World, and now the Hangman. And I really love this energy because I really always feel like the Hangman talks about a need to surrender and a need to look at things from a different point of view or a different perspective. Specifically, though, for this particular card in this position, in this particular reading, this card represents how we can release and let go and purge a lot of these energies around the full moon. And immediately I'm sensing this energy here about these negative beliefs and attitudes that we are harboring around success, around being successful, being not necessarily in the spotlight, but being good at what we naturally are able to do within our field of expertise. So again, this feels really career oriented. And it really is this time right now to really reassess any sort of lingering, limiting beliefs that are preventing us from paving a way to the prosperity that we long for, yearn for, and desire. Because the abundance is there. It's just that the more we're in this lower frequency, we are manifesting these energetic blocks here. And this is the perfect time to purge that particular energy to overcome these blocks in our perception and to be open to these new ways of thinking and to also be conscious of where we are manifesting stagnation in our life because in doing so, we are resisting spiritual growth and expansion. And this card in this position is really talking about, or in a sense, warning us about being complacent right now and also refusing to adapt. Because I'm really sensing here that a lot of the collective are a group of beautiful individuals that are survivors in a sense. We've survived and endured so many different hardships, and we have overcome all of those different roadblocks, whether they're energetic, physical, emotional, mental, whatever it may look like for us specifically. And we have essentially manifested the right tools and ingredients, so to speak, to counteract a lot of these particular blocks. So we have essentially been growing since what it feels like day one. And so why stop now? Why keep limiting ourselves? Why not have a flexible mindset for our spiritual development? You know, it really just feels like we are limiting ourselves the more that we are just immersing ourselves in this stuff, this energy, this gray matter that really does not align with our highest potential. And with that being said, I'm going to draw our final cards here in this reading. And wow, I've never seen this before in any kind of reading that I've ever done. Okay, first I have to say, of course, this is a faceless YouTube channel. So, of course, you can't see exactly what cards have been drawn. But of course, I hope you know that I'm not lying as I'm drawing these cards. But we have two kings here. We have the King of Wands and the King of Cups paired together. I've never, ever in a reading ever had two kings come out together, paired in one reading. We've had a lot of cards really come out together as pairs, which I really find that really interesting here in this particular reading. And when you think about it, it's like 222 in a sense. You know, we have the World card that came out with the Knight of Pentacles. Then we have the Two of Swords that came out with the Wheel of Fortune. And then now we have the Knight of Wands with the I'm sorry, the King of Wands and the King of Cups. It's really interesting that I said Knight. That could be really specific, but I'm not sure if Spirit wants me to really talk about that. But yeah, that could be like an angel number right there, 222. So definitely recommend everyone looking that up if you believe in angel numbers. First and foremost, I'm seeing this wonderful balance here. Okay. We have fire and water energy. Now, okay, it's really interesting that I said balance because that's what I'm sensing. Although, when you think of fire and water, okay, you're thinking when they mix, they don't really mix well together. They just create steam, right? But I'm really sensing that in this particular reading, that the fire and water elements here are living this sort of harmonious type of balancing act here, which I really feel like Spirit is really wanting us to do. They're really wanting us to take these different elements from different aspects of our lives, different scenarios of our lives, whatever it may look like, and really merge them together as one because it really feels as if Spirit is telling us right now to be like both of these kings, to be the master of these elements in a sense. The King of Wands can represent creativity, passion, ambition, this sort of drive in a sense, this strong leadership type of energy. And the King of Cups can represent this strong sense of stability within our emotions. It can also represent sensitivity, like emotional sensitivity, and it can also represent intuition in a sense. And so I really feel like Spirit is saying right now that we need to find the harmonious balance between our emotional and physical sides or aspects to ourselves. And for some reason, as soon as I said that, I don't know why I thought about divine masculine, divine feminine. So maybe that could be another channeled message right there, that maybe spirit wants us to tap into the balance between our divine feminine and divine masculine energies. And when you think about those energies, okay, you think about the divine masculine being all about action and being sort of like a leader, being sort of, called to action, being the one that's doing something. And then with the divine feminine being more in this receptive type of energy, allowing things to come as they go and being the master of themselves in a sense, but both being within their power. It's just this strong, beautiful energy here. And these kings are both really creative in their own right, and they're also really sensitive in their own right as well. But they just know how to balance the inner core of who they are and what they represent. I really get the sense that they represent the perfect balance between action and emotion. And that's really essential at this particular time as we keep expanding and we keep growing. And it really feels like spirit is really saying, as we grow into whatever career dynamic that we have aligned ourselves with. So this really does feel very strongly career oriented. So the career is what the collective is really thinking about heavily at this particular time. So, with that being said, I'm also getting this energetic thread here that's really talking about being more grounded within these two particular types of energies. The thing about these kings here, they are not wavering in what they represent. They are really the true masters of the elements for what they truly represent. And spirit is wanting us to be like that from within. So again, there goes that saying, as within, so without. Really, whatever it is that we are channeling our energy into, it is being manifested into our reality here. So if you manifest from this negative mindset, that's what you're going to see really in the 3D. But if you manifest from this higher level of knowing that these things are meant for you, that you're meant for these things, that you are within your power for whatever it is you're trying to achieve, the universe will reflect that back so easily. It's just really beautiful. So, okay, so to close this reading, we have here at the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil card in the reverse position. We have the Sun card. I have not seen the Sun card in such a long time. I haven't done a reading where the Sun card has ever came out in a very long time. So it's really beautiful to see that. That's Leo's energy, my energy. And we have the Page of Swords. So yeah, it looks like at this particular time, Spirit is saying that we are purging a lot of this negative energy. We are releasing ourselves from a lot of these negative energy dynamics. And in doing so, we are embodying the rich and abundant energy of the sun and just this strong sense of being, this strong sense of knowing who we are, and really basking in this powerful energetic field or aura of Leo's energy. So the collective might really resonate with that. You might have a Leo in your life, or you are a Leo, or you're ruled by strong Leo placements in your birth chart. But it's really just this strong feeling, this strong surge of energy, of vitality, of positivity, of this warmth, this strong sense of success. And I just forgot too that the Devil and the Sun card are major arcana cards. And of course, they're paired together. So that's another set of twos right there. Now, with this Page of Swords, it really feels like we are coming into our truth and really coming into our power. So that's just more confirmation there. So just really strong, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay, so to really close this reading, I will be pulling from another oracle deck, my spiritual messages oracle deck, to get just one beautiful final message to close the reading. Okay, this particular card says, Instead of pushing yourself so hard, stop, breathe, and reevaluate. You are doing enough, even if it doesn't feel like it. Don't wear yourself out to the point of exhaustion. It is not worth it. Balance your time more wisely. That's definitely a strong channeled message there from someone's spirit team, someone's soul tribe, or the universe. And it's definitely a beautiful closing message to in this particular reading. So I want to thank everyone who has been supporting the channel thus far, has been giving me a lot of positive feedback on a lot of the videos, as I know that they have been resonating for the small collective that I've been channeling into. So thank you so much for all the love and support and for encouraging me to do these particular types of readings for you. And if this video has found anyone that is not necessarily within the collective, I definitely recommend that you like and or subscribe. That's the perfect way to do an energy transference so I can pick up more strongly on your energy. And you're definitely more than welcome to join this beautiful collective of high vibrational individuals. And I definitely want to send everyone lots of love and positive light energy. And thank you so much for allowing me to do this particular reading for you. I do hope that it resonated to some degree for whoever this video may have found. And I wish you all a wonderful, safe, and happy weekend. And I will see you in the next episode.